All right, guys, so we are going to get into the phase one of digital strategy road mapping. And we're going to start with this overview card, but these overview cards that you see here at the top of each list of the four phases, they're just simply an overview, right, of what you'll be looking at in terms of that particular phase, right? So instead of going through these overview cards, and again, they're just snapshots or overviews of what's in the list, we're just going to dive right into the initial activities. So click on step one of the initial activities, and I'm going to cover this with you guys. So remember, we talked about what each card will have on it, right? The overview and goal, potential activities, and deliverables checklist, and then we have also attachments. But the initial activities, when you first start your road mapping engagement, the first thing that we need to do is we need to communicate our process to the client and gather the necessary information to ensure the success of the project, right? So I would set up a meeting with the client teams to introduce both teams, right? Discuss and gain access to the appropriate information and systems. So potential activities in this case are getting access to Google Analytics and or other web analytics data, right? You want any kind of existing documentation on target personas, customer journeys, any kind of marketing that the client or the company that you're working with has, or the person that you're working with has. Any kind of market research or intelligence, things like user surveys, studies, and then any, whatever content management system or client workflow that's being used by your client. And we want to gather a list of project contacts from the client's team, including their role and their contact info. Now, depending on the size of, this engagement, this could be a very quick, and I don't want to say very quick meeting. It could be a meeting of about 30 minutes. It could be a meeting up to 2 hours. If you have a really large team, it could take 3 hours, maybe 4, half a day, right? But what you're doing in this initial step with these initial activities is the deliverables, you want to distribute a contact list, right? And it's usually in the form of a spreadsheet for your team and their team and all the defined roles in the contact information. Now, you want to gain or give access to all necessary project tools, things like Basecamp, Google Docs, the things that you're going to be working with your clients. You want to gain access to the client's systems, so Google Analytics, their CMS, if you're working on a CRM, anything like that, and then gather any appropriate client and market documents and material. All right, once you've gathered that in your initial activity meeting, you can then move on to your preliminary review. Okay?